Hacktify Cybersecurity, 10 seconds. It's an organization that was, yes, I'll put this into a slideshow mode. Yeah. So it's an organization registered in 2019 with primary focus on training and education. And we were very happy to launch 10 bestseller courses on Udemy e-learning platforms, etc. Eventually, we did the collaboration with National Security Database. We did expansion in VAPT other services. We got more than 50,000 students by 2023. We did 20 plus clients and collaboration with Indian government. We work very closely with the defense sector as well. And by 2024, we crossed the milestone of 1 lakh students and 100 plus collaborations with various different types of universities and government agencies. And it is still counting with all of the support that I have received from the community and amazing people like you. We have been very happy to grow consistently over the period of years. Now, here are some of the bug bounty tips that I want to share with all the participants to keep in mind before we begin the session. First is think creatively and out of the box. Remember, AI or any given technology would be able to help you perform given tasks, but only when you think out of the box. Okay. So these are assisted technologies which are going to assist you to help you be more efficient and scalable, but you have to give a prompt to the LLM or the AI bot so that it does what you are thinking. So it is definitely not like that utilizing AI or doing AI amalgamation or composition with bug bounties or red teaming would let you identify various different types of 0 days. It can definitely help in assisting and doing that, but when you think out of the box and creative. So our agenda and motive during the 5 days bootcamp is going to be that we focus on how we can try to cater creative thinking. Hence, we are going to get exposed to a lot of scenarios where we would be seeing how just by thinking out of the box, we are able to identify a lot of new things, hidden attack surface, hidden assets, hidden content when we do discovery in the reconnaissance phase. Second is being efficient. Scripting or programming is helpful. So eventually, I recommend shell scripting. We would be doing a lot of shell scripting during these sessions as well. And this helps us be more efficient so that we don't do the low level, low code stuff repeatedly and be focused more on identifying new type of vulnerabilities or upscaling our methodology. Practice, 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 because if you don't practice what you have learned or undergone during the session, you won't be able to master it. Or else it will just be like a nice 2 hours amazing session watching how AI can be used with bug bounty and pen testing methodology. But if you don't practice, you would not be able to make the max out of it. Last is don't discriminate with programs or bug categories while reporting. I have seen this largely. People discriminate with the kind of vulnerabilities that they don't like. I have seen talk to more than 50,000 bug bounty hunters personally, and I can say that everyone have a choice of or a set of vulnerabilities that they usually try to find or hunt onto programs. And they would say, I only like to hunt for broken access control vulnerabilities. I usually skip on vulnerabilities like SSRF because I don't usually find them. Hence, I don't add them in my methodology, so I skip them. It doesn't work like that. A program is going to be vulnerable with all sort of vulnerabilities, and it is important for us that we knock the door of the organization with all the level of vulnerabilities that could be potentially present on the given target. So I would recommend to try, learn, and keep all vulnerabilities into your methodology, and just don't stick with one or two of your favorite vulnerabilities that you usually do. That is always a good approach, but expanding your horizon so that you are able to identify other set of vulnerabilities as well is going to be very, very helpful. Some of the key values that you should keep in mind: be respectful to the triagers and companies. So by the end of this program, you are going to learn a lot of different types of techniques and methodologies through which you would be able to uncover and identify vulnerabilities. Make sure that when you report to the triagers or the organizations, you be respectful to them, because they are also humans like you, and they might tend to sometimes overlook something that you have sent as as a bug report to them, or they might not be able to quickly assess the impact that you are trying to tell to the triager. So it is always important that you elaborate the bug report, make sure it is clear, concise for someone to understand, and why it is important for the company, so that you save that extra to and fro time that you are going to do in discussion with the triger. Even if the triger doesn't understand what you're trying to elaborate with your bug report, make sure that you explain him what is the impact of this bug on the organization or the employees or the type of data that the organization stores or holds or exchanges, etc. I'm sure the triagers would be able to understand your situation and triage your report with appropriate severity. Community contributions are very important. I personally believe I have learned a lot from the community with various different types of tools, techniques that were available and were open sourced by various different types of uh, respectful personalities in the cybersecurity domain. So I also believe the same. You should also have the similar values, that you also do community contribution and let others benefit from your knowledge or learning or tool sets or scripts that you make, because it is always a give and take. Last one, knowing limits in bug hunting. You should know what assets and data is critical on targets. If you spot more than required access is found by you, please pause and acknowledge the target program. This is because I have seen in past of several of my sessions, participants have been able to get more than required access to the organization's assets or systems. Let's say through SQL injection, they got access to the database. Now, the biggest mistake that they start doing is to prove the impact, they start dumping all of the critical information, KYC information or PII from the database. That is absolutely not the right way to approach it. Whenever you have access to a database, let's say, immediately pause there, take required screenshots or video POC, report it to the target, and let them know about the impact of this. Take prior permission that should you now go ahead or take an additional step from here. If you don't do that, and if you just do not respect the target scope, exclusion, or policies, then this can definitely turn out to be problematic on both the sides. So make sure that you know your limits in bug hunting. Always try to be respectful to the triagers, and try to ask the organization that should you go deeper or not. All right. So now let's understand about the goals and the strategies. So in the given bootcamp, we are primarily going to focus from the beginning, that is recon, to reporting. So what is primarily recon? All of you, those who have joined this session, would be very much familiar with the word reconnaissance. We would be in reconnaissance doing identity or identify attack surface management, or do identify attack surface for the organization. That includes asset discovery, content discovery, hidden assets identification, etc. But all of this would be assisted with the help of AI. So AI is going to help us perform the given tasks much faster in an efficient manner that probably would uh, would take maybe days or weeks to do the similar task. In addition to that, the recon techniques are going to help us find untouched targets that might not have been found earlier. Or our recon techniques is going to help us spot commonly overlooked areas that people does not tend to look deeply, which allows them to maybe or allows them to miss a lot of information or targets over there. I have been identifying various different types of targets in the past. I have also shown some of those targets and POCs in previous of my sessions on YouTube, etc., wherein I have shown how I was able to discover a lot of different types of vulnerabilities that were commonly overlooked by pen testers or bug bounty researchers. So we would be focusing on those areas which are different and helps us identify the hidden attack surface, which is going to assist us in the next steps. Now, in the reporting part, we are going to make sure that we mention the overall impact of the bug. We make a clear, concise steps to reproduce. We take screenshots and video POCs that is going to be helpful for us. And for doing this as well, we are going to utilize AI capabilities, which is going to help us create automated reports so that we do not put most of our times in the manual reporting work. Rather, we put our time and efforts in upskilling our methodology and doing more technical findings.